Earlier, when international trade used gold and silver coins, the national origin of these coins was not important. The weight of the coins and the hallmark were important. Gold has no nationality. It's welcome in every home, and everyone accepts its value. When paper money began to be used, it was necessary to calculate its relative worth, so the expression of one unit of foreign currency in the terms of national currency is a currency quotation. In the modern world, it's accepted that the value of the main currencies is measured in US dollars. So, taking the 5 currencies we mentioned earlier, we have 4 pairs. Here they are. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, British pound, the euro. And let's take a closer look at these pairs. In a currency pair, the first currency is the currency we can buy and sell, and the second currency is the currency we buy and sell it with. Taking the quotation USD CHF, this means that today it's necessary to pay 1 Swiss franc 24 centimes for 1 American dollar. Similarly, this quote, USD JPY, tells us that today in Japan they'll give you 112 yen for 1 American dollar. The first currency in a currency pair is the base currency. For the yen, the Swiss franc, and the majority of other currencies in the world, the US dollar is the base currency. And are there any currency pairs where the US dollar is not the base currency? Yes. Whose idea was that? Why make life more complicated than it needs to be? I can only say 2 little words: tradition and ambition. At the time when the concept of currency pairs was being developed, the British Empire was the dominant economic power. The British pound is the oldest currency in the world. In fact, it will soon be celebrating its 1000th birthday. For most of the pound's life, until the early 1970s, the pound was made up of 240 pence. How could we show the value of $1 in terms of GBP? For example, if $1 was worth 60 British pence, we'd have to write it as 0.25 and not 0.6, and this could cause a great deal of confusion. Therefore, it was decided that it would be much easier to state how much a pound was worth in other currencies, and not be tormented by all those pesky pennies, farthings and shillings. So, the pound is the base currency in the pair GBP USD. And though the British pound has had 100 pence since the 1970s, and Britain no longer has a great empire, the tradition remains, my friends. And so, this pair tells us that today, 1 British pound will cost you $1.82. However, when the Europeans were introducing their single currency, they quite consciously decided not to be bettered by the world's oldest currency and insisted on the euro being the base currency. There was no need. The metric system was laid out in Europe a very long time ago. This was simply naked ambition, ladies and gentlemen. And the pair Euro-USD appeared, with the euro proudly assuming the base currency place. And the quote Euro-USD means that today a euro will cost you $1.24. You should commit these pairs to memory. Dollar Swiss franc, dollar Japanese yen, British pound dollar, euro dollar, because usually these pairs are denoted Swiss franc, Japanese yen, British pound, euro, as the dollar is taken as read and is not mentioned. Now I'd like to explain why there are so many zeros in each currency quotation after the point. In these three currency pairs, dollar, Swiss franc, British pound, dollar, euro, dollar, there are 4 decimal places. 1/10,000th of a price is known as a point or pip. And if you notice that the Swiss franc has gone up from 1.24 to 1.2401, you can say the Swiss franc has risen 1 point. The price of the yen looks different. At the end of World War II, $1 got you 350 Japanese yen. The Japanese didn't bother to break yen down into 100 smaller units, as it didn't seem worthwhile. When the currencies were floated in the 70s, the yen shot up. The Japanese economy continued to perform well, and in 1995, $1 was worth only 79 yen. So, although we are familiar with the dollars and cents, francs and centimes, pounds and pence system, with the Japanese there is only yen, and its price is always written so, USD, JPY. So there you have it. A point or a pip is the smallest possible change in price. Just how much is a point worth? The reason why it's important to understand the base currency is that all transactions on a pair are done through the base currency, and all profit is paid out in US dollars only. Let's take the Swiss franc. Remember its pair, USD, CHF. The dollar is the base currency. The minimum lot with Forex Club International is 10,000 of the base currency, American dollars in this case, and we can buy or sell US dollars only. This concept, I know from my experience, is not always clear for beginners. You see, we're thinking about Swiss francs, but we can only work in US dollars. The dollar plays the role of the commodity in this case, and the Swiss franc the role of money. So our aim is to buy the dollar for fewer francs and to sell it for more. The quotation on USD CHF is 1.24. One minimum lot of $10,000 will cost us 12,400 Swiss francs. Let's buy this lot. Then the price changes by 1 point to 1.2401. $10,000 at the new price now costs 12,401 Swiss francs. We've made some money, 1 Swiss franc. Every little helps, but we can only take our profit in American dollars. If we divide 1 by 1.2401, we get 80.6 cents. This is the cost of 1 Swiss franc point. If you were working with 2 lots, you would have to multiply this number by 2. And for those of you who can't be bothered to use a calculator, there's always Forex Club software ID system. It does all the necessary at a click of the mouse. You will know exactly where you stand. Let's move on to the yen. US dollar, Japanese yen. The dollar is the base currency here too. Supposing we buy 10,000 US dollars with yen at 110.20, so we pay 1,102,000 yen. The price changes by 1 point and is now 110.21. On selling our dollars, we receive 1,102,100 yen. Our profit is 100 yen. If we convert it to dollars at the rate of 110.21, we get 91 cents. And now, what about the euro? As the pair is Euro-USD, the euro is the base currency, and all transactions are done through the euro. It is the goods and the dollar is the money. The minimum lot is equal to 10,000 euro, and the Euro-USD quotation now stands at 1.24. We buy 1 lot at the given price, and it costs us $12,400. Once again, we sell it at the price of 1.2401. We're in luck. We've earned one whole dollar in this trade. We're in the money. And there's no need to divide or multiply anything. We take our profit in dollars only, and we have received our profit also in dollars. When the US dollar is not the base currency in a pair, with a lot of 10,000, the price of a point is always $1. And if you're working with 10 lots, just multiply your profit by 10. That dear old chap, pound sterling, pays out in US dollars, just like his continental friend, the euro. So there you have it. All you need to know about the price of a point.